Hey guys, Insipidus here. Now, I don't typically format videos in the way of face-to-face communication or anything too out of the ordinary in comparison to my regular videos, but it just so happens that I stumbled upon the strangest little rabbit hole while I was streaming the other day, and I can't help but bring a bit of attention to it, I suppose. Because aside from murmurs in the comments, I think that the bigger picture is easily overlooked and much more sinister than one might think. I was streaming a Hardcore Apocalypse run with a few of my favorite viewers in the chat, and somebody had mentioned that it had been done already. Now this was something I already knew, and Yeats Me Mario immediately came up in chat. Now this guy is on a whole nother level with his runs and absolutely deserves some crazy recognition from the Remnant community.
Highness, it's not based on our line of sight, which the Remnant one had a lot of previously. It didn't just happen here, it also happened behind.
Beautiful. But I scrolled down to see a few other names having completed such a daunting task, only to stumble upon the most batshit title I've ever laid my eyes on. Now before I get into anything, I'd like to preface this video by saying, don't be a dick. Don't go on this person's page blowing their shit up, starting anarchy in their comments section, because this video is not meant to weaponize an army against a single person. So don't be a dick. We're just talking about dicks. Big ones. With that being said, the person I'm going to be talking about today is Subject X.
If you go into someone else's house, you can't poop wherever you want. If you do, you lose your manners and lose your already stupid face.
So that batshit title I was talking about? Solo Hardcore Apocalypse Walkthrough in 60 Minutes Remnant 2. And I shat myself, I shat my pants. Obviously you don't start your hardcore runs with completely maxed out gear, right? You don't go having 10 relics, 5 because of enlarged heart, a maxed out Nightfall. Hi. I'd like to interrupt this broadcast to tell you that for a short period of time, Nightfall was doing double damage as a potentially exploitative bug. So he just farmed the run prior. I mean, that's fine so long as he owns up to it, right? I mean, he claims it's a walkthrough, but if you're putting hundreds of hours to prepare the save, Nightfall is patched now, but doesn't really matters. Okay. A comment here says, how are your stats past 65 traits? Wait, what? With a mod, but doesn't matters?
They do not make you Superman.
He straight up just said that the spirit, amplitude, footwork, and finesse were the only ones that mattered. Meanwhile, huh? Your traits have a fucking scroll bar. Obviously this is gonna drum up some questions and people in the comments have legitimate ones, for real, like, if you did it in 60 minutes, how do you have world level 21 in starting? So before that 60 minutes, how many hours you spent in hardcore adventure mode to level up to max your character? Woo! So this comment's great. Let's see how Subject responds. 1. It's not a fresh run. For sure I have grinded the stuff I need for the run. The grind is in general to complete the hardest difficulty. It's hardcore, so no mistakes. It's Apocalypse, so enemies kill in one hit, no armor, one hit dead. If you think this is easy, then do it. Working on a fresh run. Again, with no armor in Apocalypse. Enemies 21, me 20. So yeah, enemies stronger. It doesn't really matters. You are 1 or 20, cause the enemies will always be +1 stronger than you. I like stupid questions, so I can answer them stupidly. What the fuck? Why did he just start insulting the guy? It took him till number 10 on his shitty, pathetic tangent of a list to even attempt to answer one of the guy's simple questions, and he hit him with the, you're stupid and me stronger? So then he goes and skips past number 12, hits him with the 13, and says there are more, but that should be enough for now. And the grand prize for the most pointless insult to your fans goes to... Somebody asked a genuine, curious question about the so-called walkthrough of Hardcore Apocalypse in 60 minutes. Remember guys, walkthrough, and you put out a video of a completely modded profile through Nexus, filled to the brim with unlimited trait points in every item in the game, claimed it was grinded, insulted your audience, and managed to word vomit in, I can't stress this enough, the most poorly written shit in my mouth and piss out my ass list I've ever read in my entire life, as if you thought your audience was still developing object permanence. But that's the problem, isn't it? You don't think your audience is very smart, do you? Because originally the conversation had stopped there. We poked our fun, my chat had fun spamming, doesn't matter, and all was well. That was until someone in my Discord sent to me only a few hours later that the video was taken down. It felt somewhat odd because, aside from me critiquing this person and the way they go about their business, it's not like people were marching in the streets rioting for YouTube to remove such heinous content.
The best defense isn't attacking, it's running away.
So I dug a bit further, and that's what inspired me to create this video in the first place. Just take a look. First of all, his Twitch is poppin'. He's got almost 5,000 followers on Twitch. He's running 25% off deals. He's got the whole shebang. And he's advertising 1-hour speed carries for free. Really? Well, oh boy. Let me check this out. I'd love a free carry. Wait, this video is only available to subs? When the fuck has anyone ever done this on Twitch ever? So I click subscribe and it tells me the benefits include ad-free viewing. Ad-free viewing? I didn't even get a fucking ad. So I tried to watch just a single VOD to no avail, and I went back onto all of his VODs, and it turns out he just decided one day to hop back on Twitch and start peddling free hardcore and APOC carries. And in every video description and replies to comments, he just plugs and plugs and plugs and plugs his Twitch.
Just visit me at Twitch TV Subject X.
And if people see insane video titles like Solo Hardcore Apocalypse Walkthrough in 60 minutes on YouTube, go to his Twitch and see 1-hour speed carries for free, along with hardcore APOC speedrun prep. They're gonna think this content creator is the greatest player alive. They're gonna want to watch the videos if he isn't live, and when they see that this very channel is the only channel in the world that paywalls their VODs, FOMO's gonna kick in, and they'll be more inclined to sub to find out the magical ways to download Nexus mods. And let me get this out of the way. He's not literally the only person who paywalls their VODs. I'm sure other streamers do it. I've personally never seen it, but at the end of the day, man, it's your channel. The decision's up to you. You have every right to do whatever you want with it. I mean that genuinely. But when you're blatantly lying to your fans, like this fresh run with thousands of scrap and plenty of equipment, treating them like garbage when they're curious about the restrictions you either place or don't place upon yourself in your runs, and setting up this strange yet obvious attempt of funneling people to subscribe to your Twitch channel, it just doesn't sit right with me. It feels fucking scummy. So what about his streams? Those aren't paywalled, right? Twitch says, running mid-roll ads is completely up to you as the channel owner. Ad breaks can be between 30 seconds and 3 minutes long. So, I hopped into his stream for an hour. Exactly an hour because he states every carry takes 1 hour. For the first 5 minutes, he was not there. So I typed, "This is hype," to really get the chat going. So nobody responded, and he finally returned. And as he's returning, he sits back down and slaps his non-subs with 7 ads. What the fuck? Guess how long that ad break was? 3 minutes. Even Twitch suggesting running multiple but shorter ad breaks couldn't get through to him because he took that as the more the fucking merrier, when not even an hour later, I was hit with another ad frenzy. So did he fulfill his promise of an hour-long hardcore veteran carry? Absolutely the fuck not! He sat in the lobby while the other person waited. He then killed Root Nexus, who isn't mandatory, Kayula, Corruptor, stepped away for another 5 minutes, and that's literally fucking it. I saw him sip his Red Bull more times than he spoke words. If you don't play Remnant 2, in a full run, you have 3 main hubs, excluding one called the Labyrinth, each of which requires 2 mini-boss kills along with a world boss kill. That is 6 mini-bosses and 3 world bosses, and if you include Labyrinth, you have another major world boss. Then, in Root Earth, you've got Cancer, Venom, and Annihilation. We are talking 6 mini-bosses and 7 major bosses, and in the hour that I watched, eagerly awaiting the done-in-an-hour speedruns, I got quite literally fucking nothing. And if he's not saying anything, he's not fulfilling any of his promises, and he's barely even present during his streams, do you really think he's doing free runs? Or do you think he's waiting for people to sub to him to help them out? I mean, come the fuck on! And you wanna know the worst part? You wanna know what really doesn't sit right with me? You re-uploaded the same fucking video with whatever fixes you decided to make, but made sure to insult your audience with this absolutely unhinged, deranged, 2.5-minute intro. So today, I'm gonna be watching that intro with you, so let's make fun of it.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone who supported me with their motivating words. Many thanks. Now to the others. Learn to read. The last video I have uploaded received a lot of criticism because of uncapped traits. People think that traits make you invincible, absolutely obey. These are often people who don't test anything but talk. They probably haven't even played Remnant from the Ashes yet.
You guys haven't even played Remnant from the Ashes yet.
Then I would recommend that, because
Did you notice the mythic shit he had? Come on, man.
there are 50 traits and you can use them all. It neither harms the build variety nor destroys.
I just want to interrupt real quick. If they balance it in Remnant 1, they're going to balance it a certain way in Remnant 2 if they're going to give you only 60 or 65. I mean, if that's not obvious to everybody, I don't know what is. But if they make it uncapped in the first game, and then make it purposely capped in the second one, they probably change the balancing a little bit.
It's a balance. And yes, they're all exactly the same traits. Since you obviously haven't played it, you don't know. Traits don't have a big impact on the game itself, but they do make it more enjoyable and smoother. You can say it is more comfortable, but they don't make you superhuman or invincible. That has less to do with it than with yourself. Plus, the Nightfall weapon was glitched and did double damage. Hooray! This is now fixed and the traits are capped, and I still manage the run in the same time. But now, traits are nothing more than effects that make gameplay more enjoyable and give you the feeling that you are visibly making progress in the game.
So traits don't help you. They just make it seem like you're making more progress than you would without them. Okay.
They do not make you Superman. Play Remnant from the Ashes, then you will maybe understand. Anyway, here's a promise video as proof. You can keep your stupid comments, as I can't waste valuable time on them. They will be deleted immediately, but the clever, helpful comments are of course welcome.
If anyone calls me out on my dumbass bullshit, I'm gonna delete it. But if anyone strokes my ego, it's staying on the page.
That is normal. If you go into someone else's house, you can't poop wherever you want. If you do, you lose your manners and lose your already stupid face. So before anyone starts crying, this isn't a fresh run.
I'm sorry, when I recorded it the first time, that was my initial reaction. I don't think that'll ever get old.
Your hardcore character is now fully equipped and you have big balls. Take a good look and read it. We are talking about...
Your character's now fully equipped and you have big balls. Look at what we did.
About the campaign, a walkthrough. Nobody said it was a first run. But don't worry, bitch. Wait for my next video, okay?
Don't worry, bitch. Wait for my next video. I want you to wait for this one, buddy. Hilariously enough, he took that video down too, and re-uploaded it without the abomination of an intro. It's a good thing that you're openly visceral to your everyday audience, or I wouldn't have had the motivation to catch you being a repulsive moron. Absolute class act, man. I don't know, maybe I'm looking too deep into it.
Don't worry, bitch. You can keep your stupid big balls.